Okay, welcome back to the studio. And actually, this is going to be our last video, I think. Somebody told me that I was canceled. The show was canceled. 3 years, that's a good run. 3 years, that's a good run, but you know, it gets boring after a while, doesn't it? No, actually, we're going to be doing some more filming. We're going to be doing some live stuff with KTVO. I've got students that are actually going to be filming, and you know, they always suggested, of course, Cecil, our director, he suggested I do pizza since it's one of my favorite things to eat, and I really don't have anything against pizza or McDonald's, although I don't eat there. But the pizza piece, if you're going to do it from scratch and do it at home. You know, at home I've got a tile, a ceramic tile that's food grade that I put in the oven, and I'll do this process and I'll show you how easy it is. Throw it in the oven. 10 minutes later I got fresh pizza and it's really good. And it's real pizza. It's not that really thick, doughy stuff. So this is going to have bread flour in it, and the bread flour that I'm using is going to give you a crisper crust. And again, high temperatures in the oven, quick cooking time. That's going to make a big difference between a pizza, a good pizza, and a mediocre pizza. And so we want to have a good pizza. So 2.5 cups of bread flour I've got in here, and then I've got a teaspoon of sugar, granulated sugar. I've got a teaspoon of kosher salt, and you can use any kind of salt that you want, but I like kosher. It's originally used to cure meats, but I like the way that you use less, really. You don't have to use as much. And then instead of having to proof your yeast, get a dry instant yeast at the store. Hy-Vee's got it. Get a package and put in there, or a teaspoon and a half. And then water. We've got to have water. Olive oil is another component too. This is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm not going to show you how to mix this because you know how to mix dough. You're going to add your water to it next, and you're going to stir it. If you've got a KitchenAid with a dough hook attachment, that's going to make it easy because you don't have to put it, because I know you're tired at the end of the day, you know, and your muscles are kind of weak. You want to have a beer and just relax. But I like to do it by hand. I like to feel the dough. I like to actually, I think it has a little bit more character if you do it by hand. So, through the magic of television, I'm going to go ahead and bring something back. 1 rise is all you're going to have. And I made this earlier today, and I put it into an oiled pot or pan or bowl, whatever you've got at home. And this will give you 2 small pizzas or 1 large, okay? I leave it in the refrigerator overnight because you're going to get some really interesting gluten buildup and some flavor profile that you wouldn't normally get if you just use it after 3 or 4 hours. It's had time to mix and relax, and you know, it's kind of like all the ingredients are buddies. The yeast gives it some interesting characteristics, so let it set overnight. And again, that's a great way to prep for tomorrow, and you've made your life simpler. So what we'll do is we'll take a look and see what happened here. I've got a little extra flour, and I've got a huge rolling pin. This I use on the students, you know, if they're late in class. Not really, I'm just teasing, but it works out for a lot of different things. Pounding out chicken breasts for a pilard. That's one thing that you could use it for. You know, or you're going to roll your dough out. And again, it's heavy, it's big. You probably won't find it at Walmart. You'll probably find it up in Des Moines at you see how oily it is on the bottom? I just put a little olive oil in there. But it's really got a really nice texture. It's very supple, very soft. And that's why I put a little bit of flour down. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it in on itself, just a tad, to get it started. Then fold it over. And I don't know that I'm going to keep it round because I've got sheet pans, and that's one of the things about adaptation. If you've got a rectangle sheet pan, a 9 by 13 by 2, you know, you could just put the whole thing in like a focaccia bread and add your ingredients, and there you go, instead of worrying about the exact shape. So let's see. Let's do it like focaccia. If you want to try to get around, you know, do it at quarters. And I'm not going to try to flip it up in the air like Luigi, you know, because I never worked in a pizza parlor, so, although my cousin did, right after he got out of prison. That was always a fun, you know. So, the more you work it, the more the gluten works, so that's why it's important to let it rest. If you like really thin crust, give it a minute. Now, you know, you can come back, and I like to do this as you lightly stretch it, okay? Because you throw it on the ceiling, it's like a, you know, a rerun from I Love Lucy, right? Sticks to the ceiling. That's pretty nice, actually. So what I've done is I've taken my sheet pan, and obviously this is industrial size because we're using bigger ovens here at the kitchen. Although I find convection ovens are really nice. A little bit of Vaseline or Pam spray, or you can use a towel and put some olive oil on the bottom and some cornmeal. Because you'll see that real traditional pizzas, there's a little cornmeal action going on. And I'm just going to kind of do a rectangle, free form. I'm going to do a little bit of an edge so that we keep the sauce, right? That looks really nice. This is a good pizza, though. You can just tell by the way it sounds, it feels, it's beautiful. This is a fun thing. The kids love to do this stuff. I had an adult education class this week. We were doing Young Chefs Academy, and we had kids, and we did macaroni and cheese. We revisited macaroni and cheese from, usually it's Kraft, but this time I said, look at all these different kind of pastas that we've got. And here's a bechamel sauce, and here's one for a main dish with Italian sausage, here's one with ground beef, here's one plain, there's some with panko on top with a little butter, so you got some crunch. Here's eggs mixed into it, so you've got a souffle-like texture. And they were just like, wow, chef. So it was really fun to watch, especially kids. We had 4-year-olds to 13-year-olds here, and you know how much I love children. So, it was a real good experience for me. Somebody's laughing. Talk to me about the 8th graders. Now, you can buy pizza sauce in a can, or you can make it yourself because you're so happy about cooking, right? And this is really thick because I like it thick and sweet, okay? A little bit on there, and you don't want to, have it real heavy, but it should be a kiss all the way up to the edge, okay? All the way up to the edge. And I tell you, I haven't had a Domino's, and, probably the last time somebody brought one to a meeting. And it's not that it's good, it's just that I prefer to make my own stuff, and I think any chef will say that. Or they'll go to New York, or they'll go to Chicago, or Des Moines. Centro's has great pizza downtown. Okay? Now, I did stop at Hy-Vee today because Hy-Vee's got everything that you need for this stuff. And, Hormel makes great pepperoni, but they've also got this neat Canadian bacon because I love meat pizzas. The Canadian bacon is like the size of pizza, pepperonis. So, and again, I love cheese, but there's no reason to overdo it. That way you can make 2 pizzas, right? We'll make 2. And get it up on the edge, too. I like to be able to eat the crust on the edge. Some people leave the crust, but I want to eat the crust. There's a whole art form to it. So there's some cheese, and now you could use 2 or 3 kinds of cheese. You want some Parmigiano Reggiano, that would be great. I love the mozzarella. And if you can do a pizza margherita with like fresh tomatoes in the garden in the summertime, and then some fresh basil, and then fresh mozzarella cheese, the buffalo mozzarella, it's really great. But like I said, I like meat. Of course, I don't have any bacon because David ate it all. So, that would be something that we want to have on a pizza, I'm sure. Everybody loves bacon. That was our #1 video of the 6,427 videos that we did over the past 3 years, was on bacon and macaroni and cheese or something like that. Big macaroni and cheese fans. So here's, and it's cute, isn't it? It's like petunia or something. It's a nice little round pink Canadian bacon. I love Canadian bacon. And again, if you want green peppers, mushrooms, onions, anchovies, pineapple, ham, chorizo, whatever you want to do. Well, I could have ordered that tonight. Well, yeah, but it was more fun to bring the kids in and actually cook it together. I know you got to clean up, but that could be your husband's job, because he came in late last night anyway. So a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to put this in the oven, and we're going to take a look at it when it comes out, okay? Okay, the pizza's done. I can smell it. Can you smell it? I know Cecil smells it. Huh? Now, I'm going to tell you something about this pizza, though. I talked to you about at your house when you actually use a tile from Menards, maybe. I'm going to set this back here. And you turn up the oven to 500 degrees because you want it super, super hot. And then when you throw that pizza in there and you've got a pizza peel is just a wooden dowel or wooden board that you put the pizza on and slide it in. Then that's one of the reasons why the cornmeal is used, to give it that, keep the friction from building up, and you can just slide it off easily. But the high heat, a little bit of water Maybe you've got a spray bottle. That's going to create steam, so you're going to get a crisper crust. So, I don't know, that looks good. You see how the pizza, the sauce right up to the edge like that? So this is a really nice product right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut into it, but I want to introduce some people that have been really fun to work with over the last 3 years. This has been fun. It's been, 3 years have gone by quick, hasn't it? But we've got to eat some good food together, and hopefully we've had some entertainment, and you guys have learned some things, and you're going to come visit. You're going to come see what we have on the menu with the students. You're going to enroll in the program. You're going to cook more. So, until we meet again, right? Let's have pizza.
Let's eat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, look at that.